A Vikings roster move that initially appeared routine has become much more interesting after the Green Bay Packers claimed rookie edge defender Arden Walker off waivers. Minnesota released Walker on August 17th while signing outside linebacker Kenny Dyson, and Green Bay added the former Vikings prospect one day later through the National Football League waiver process. The destination immediately adds tension because the Packers will visit Minnesota on September 13th for the opening week of the regular season. The teams will meet again at Lambeau Field on November 15th, creating the possibility that Walker could face the organization that removed him from its roster twice during his rookie season. There is no guarantee that he will survive Green Bay's final cuts or receive a meaningful role if he remains with the Packers. Still, Green Bay now has an extended opportunity to evaluate a young pass rusher who spent the offseason and training camp learning within Brian Flores' defensive program. Walker joined Minnesota as an undrafted free agent from Colorado after beginning his college career at Missouri. He appeared in 36 games with 15 starts during his 3 seasons at Colorado, recording 91 tackles, 11 tackles for loss, 8 sacks, 14 quarterback pressures, and 2 forced fumbles. Those numbers demonstrate developmental potential, but Walker faced an extremely difficult route to Minnesota's final roster. Andrew Van Ginkel and Dallas Turner lead a deep outside linebacker group, while Bo Richter, Chaz Chambliss, and several other players are competing for the limited positions behind them. The Vikings decided to adjust that competition by replacing Walker with Dyson, who recently recorded 4.5 sacks during the United Football League season. Minnesota's decision does not necessarily mean the organization considered Walker incapable of developing into a National Football League contributor. Teams regularly exchange players at the bottom of the roster during August, while evaluating injuries, special teams value, and preseason performances. The Packers simply saw enough potential to prevent Walker from reaching unrestricted free agency. It would also be an exaggeration to suggest that his brief experience in Minnesota automatically gives Green Bay a major strategic advantage. National Football League teams change terminology, assignments, and game plans, and one developmental player is unlikely to possess information capable of deciding a divisional matchup. Nevertheless, the timing makes the transaction impossible to ignore. Walker was inside the Vikings program throughout the offseason, and he has now joined their biggest rival, shortly before the two teams meet in Week 1. What began as an ordinary corresponding roster move has developed into another storyline surrounding one of the National Football League's most emotional rivalries. Minnesota chose Dyson, Green Bay chose Walker, and the preseason will determine whether either player can turn that decision into a lasting National Football League opportunity.